Just like wood-bodied convertibles, Volkswagen diesels, and common courtesy, station wagons are all but extinct on America's roadways, but maybe not for long. Only available as a hybrid, which Toyota is famous for building instead of pure EVs like other manufacturers, the 2025 Crown Signia, not Insignia, just Signia, is a long-roof version of the already elevated Crown sedan. Now, the automaker calls this vehicle a crossover, but we all know what it really is, a station wagon, and hooray for that. With standard all-wheel drive, this versatile hybrid offers excellent fuel efficiency, generous cargo space, and a passel of premium amenities in a package that, frankly, looks fantastic. Following in the stunning new Prius's tire tracks, the Signia's front end is tastefully aggressive with those leering LED headlamps and giant grille. The flanks are incredibly clean, anchored by standard 19-inch wheels, though these are 21s. And the back end, with its LED tail lamps, is gorgeous, reminding me a lot of a Lincoln SUV. And really, the only thing I don't care for is that trim on the rear pillars. I mean, why is it even there? Inside, this Toyota's cabin does not disappoint. The Crown Signia is available in two different trim levels. There's XLE and then, of course, what we have here, which is limited. And I'll tell you, this thing offers Lexus levels of premiumness. Is that actually a word, premiumness? Well, if it's not, it totally should be. As for standard equipment, though, this car does come with leather seating surfaces, which is always nice to have. There are also 8-way power adjustable front bucket seats with heating and ventilation, which is fantastic news for keeping rising damp at bay during those hot and humid summer months. We've also got a leather-wrapped steering wheel that is heated, and check this out, the column tilts and telescopes so you can get comfortable behind the wheel. More standard equipment includes a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that is easy enough to read, but I find the interface for switching the views and where the information is displayed to be very unintuitive. I think this is an opportunity for Toyota to improve, so do a little bit of work here. Additionally, we have another 12.3-inch panel on the center of the dashboard. This, of course, is a touchscreen, and it runs a familiar Toyota infotainment system that is fairly responsive and intuitive. This is not my favorite multimedia array that's available in the automotive world today, but it is very good. And of course, it also offers wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Beyond that, the Crown Signia comes with 5, count them up, 5 separate USB Type-C ports. Now, beyond all of that, limited models also come standard with a panoramic glass roof. Yay, but at least Toyota does provide a power sunshade so you can block out any glare that might be coming through that glass. We've also got rain-sensing windshield wipers and then a digital rear view mirror. It's currently on. I can flip it that way to turn it off, which is just a traditional piece of glass like that. But if I pull the lever again, we can turn the digital mirror back on and have a much wider field of view to the back of the vehicle. As for spaciousness, that back seat has tons of leg and headroom, and it should be all-day comfortable even for adult-sized passengers, plus the outboard positions are heated. In the way back, we've got 24.8 cubic feet of cargo space, but of course, if you fold those second row backrests down, that number increases significantly to about 66.1 cubic feet, which is fairly impressive. The space is very wide and deep, though it's not terribly tall because, again, this is a fairly low-riding vehicle, so if you're used to an SUV, that height isn't quite as much as you would get in, say, a RAV4. Also, Crown Signia models that don't have the glass roof, so basically the XLT trim, also have a few additional cubic feet of storage space. But overall, there is a lot to like about this Toyota's interior, and I'll tell you, it ain't bad to drive either. The Crown Signia is motivated by just one drivetrain, a hybrid system that's built around a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine. Unlike the conventional Crown sedan, a hybrid max turbo drivetrain is not available in this car. Now on its own, that engine delivers 188 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, and it will happily do that running on 87 octane regular grade gasoline, which of course is a very good thing. Now there's one other interesting fact I learned about this car while glancing at the spec sheet, and it takes an unusual oil, a 0W8. So not a 10W40 or a 5W30 or even a 0W20, a 0W8, which is something I didn't even know existed. So be aware of that if you're going to do your own maintenance. Now, of course, that engine is matched to an eCVT, an electronically controlled continuously variable transmission, which is comprised of 2 different motor generators, as well as some gearing and a bunch of other fancy engineering. So one of those motor generators will charge the battery pack, the other can help start the engine and power the front wheels. Beyond that, we also have a separate rear-mounted electric motor that drives the back axle and provides standard all-wheel drive in this car. It brings about 54 horsepower and 89 pound-feet of twist to the table, giving the Crown Signia a total system output of 240 horses, which is pretty respectable. With a curb weight of around 4,210 pounds, this Toyota can go from 0 to 60 in around 7.1 seconds, which is an entirely competent time, perfectly adequate for efficient, everyday motoring. Of course, this is not the fastest vehicle I've ever driven, and a little bit more fire in its belly sure would be nice, but again, for typical driving, this is more than adequate. Speaking of fuel economy, you can expect a stellar 39 miles per gallon city, 37 highway, and 38 mpg combined. The Crown Signia is also able to tow up to 2,700 pounds, a pretty impressive figure, though it's going to probably be pretty slow. Now, when it comes to refinement, this car's ride is surprisingly smooth and quite well controlled. The handling is excellent, very quick and crisp, with honestly quite a lively feel. Now, you can change the weight of the steering by adjusting the different driving modes. In normal or eco, it's quite light to the touch and surprisingly fast, though if you select sport or if you go into the custom mode and put the steering itself in sport, it weights up a surprising amount. As for refinement, again, the ride is quite smooth. Wind and tire noise is minimal, though I will say you do get a bit of engine ruckus. That 2.5-liter 4-cylinder is not afraid to let its voice be heard, and again, it's a 4-cylinder, so that sort of droning is kind of unavoidable, but keep your foot out of it and I think you'll be okay. When it comes to driver aids, the Crown Signia offers plenty. The car comes standard with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which includes things like adaptive cruise control with lane centering, there's road sign recognition, automatic high beams, and a whole bunch more. The Crown Signia is also available with an advanced technology package. This $1,865 options group includes a range of premium amenities, things like power folding exterior mirrors, front cross traffic alert, lane change assist, traffic jam assist, front and rear parking sensors, and then of course an ever useful 360-degree camera system that can make parking in tight areas much, much easier. And now let's talk pricing. The 2025 Toyota Crown Signia starts at just about $45 grand, including $1395 in destination fees. But naturally, our top shelf limited tester here is a little bit pricier than that. This thing goes for $51,675, which certainly isn't cheap, though I do think this vehicle is still a very good value because it offers loads of style, comfort, space, and of course, fuel efficiency. Compared to Toyota's boxier SUVs, the Crown Signia here is refreshingly different, yet it is still plenty useful, and it's proof positive that we need more station wagons here in the US, even if the automaker would still rather call this a crossover. Anyway, if you like what you see here, you can look for the Crown Signia at Toyota dealerships starting this summer. For more great hybrid action, check out my full review of the Toyota Grand Highlander, a stylish and surprisingly spacious 3-row SUV. Click right over here to check out that feature right now.